Why, hello there. Another week, another video, and I thought today I'd do a 2025 bag roundup. I honestly still cannot believe that 2025 is behind us. The year seems to have gone by so quickly, but I thought I would just take this opportunity to talk about the bags that came into my collection in 2025. Now, I thought I was being relatively restrained and that I hadn't gotten any bags, but I'm still surprised to see that 5 bags came into my bag collection. I'll spend a little bit of time at the end of the video showing you what else I got. Frankly speaking, I bought a lot of things, but I guess they kind of spanned a lot of categories and a lot of different things, and I'm not really sure if they all strictly count as luxury, right? But I'll take you through them really quickly. So let's start with the first bag that I got. Now, if you've seen my 12 Days of Christmas series, you will have known that I did get a bag at the start of the year. In fact, this probably came in around the Chinese New Year period, and it is this bag here. I cannot remember what the name of this bag model is, but it is from a brand called Yume Leather. And as mentioned in the video, he custom makes bags to order, right? I love the fact that this was handcrafted. I managed to pick everything from the exterior leather to the interior, goat skin lining in burgundy, to the color of the hardware. So I think this is quite a special bag for me because I had a say in the process. I knew the man making the bag, and I know that every inch of this bag was just handmade with love in my country of origin, Singapore. So love this bag. It's not without its issues because this is this brand is kind of new and kind of young, so I think there are teething issues, but honestly, I don't mind. I love every bit of this bag. I haven't used it as much as I should have. My resolution for this year is to bring this more to the office or bring this out and about a lot more. But it definitely suits the east-west shoulder carry shape that everybody's looking for these couple of years. So really enjoy this bag. The one thing I will say is that it's not as secure because it's wide and open, so I am a little bit afraid of things falling out every time I use it, but doesn't really change the fact that I still love using the bag. Now, I thought I was being relatively restrained for the rest of the year because I did not look at any bags. This was until I was walking past Prada in one of the shopping malls, and I saw a really large version of this on the display mannequin, and I thought, this is such an interesting looking bag. Can I see it? And then so I went in to look at it, and then they told me we've got a smaller version, and this is how I came to get this bag. Like I said, it was not something I planned. I had always had at the back of my mind the fact that I wanted a Prada nylon bag. So when I saw this, I thought it was perfect. I used it for my holiday. It is so lightweight and it stores so much stuff, including a bottle of water. It can store a book. It's deep enough, and I think sort of tight enough when you hold it on the arm like this that it's a bit harder for pickpockets to get into, hopefully. Unless somebody slashes the bag, which thankfully has not happened yet. I love this bag. It's really functional, really light, and I'm so glad I got this even if it wasn't planned. Frankly, not a lot of my purchases were actually planned, but I thought it was a good thing to add to my collection because I knew I wanted a Prada nylon bag, and this seemed to tick all the boxes, and I have enjoyed using it. Now, bag number 3. Again, this you will see from my 12 Days of Christmas videos. This is a bag that was very generously given to me by my loving and wonderful family. It is the Bottega Veneta loop camera bag, and I love that it's got these 2 things on the top. So if I want to, and I almost always do this, if I want to pick the bag up, I just pick it up by these 2 loops, and then I sling it over my shoulder with the shoulder carry strap. Very useful bag. It's good for grabbing and going. The one thing I will say is, as with all zippered bags, is with this kind of closure is that you will feel the zipper on your hand every time you go in and out of it. It is quite delicate, but so far has worn really well, and I've used it quite a few times. You know, compact enough to fit everything, but you know, not too bulky, so you can sit on the side of your body quite well, and you can wear it crossbody. Although I tend to carry it as a shoulder bag. You know, very easy to reach in and out of, to get things. Yeah, just a very fun bag overall. You know, neutral enough to go with lots of outfits. I love this color. I think it's called the olive color as well. So I might do an in-depth comparison between this bag and another of my small bags. So comment down below if you'd be interested to see it. I might just do it anyway, even if you don't comment, because I'm running out of ideas for YouTube videos. But yeah, inside the bag I do have a Samolga organizer, which helps keep the shape, otherwise it would be a lot more squishy, I think. But yeah, love this bag. It is very convenient, good for just sort of chucking a few things in and running out the door. So yeah, very, very nice. And the last bag that I got of the year was this bag. Now, I did not buy this myself in the store either. I had a friend who was going to Japan, and I asked her to help me look out for this bag, and that's how I got it. I do love this leather. It's, you know, for those of you who don't know, this is called the Longchamp Epure XS. So the leather on this is the same leather as they use for the flap of all their Le Pliage totes, right? It's just that this is dyed a beautiful dusky blue color. It seems to be a recurring theme in my wardrobe actually, but I do love this, and every time, so far when I've been carrying it and I've been putting the shoulder strap on and going out with it, you know, it's very similar to the Bottega Veneta bag. I love the fact that I can just put things in it and run out the door. The one thing I have been conscious about is that my lip gloss doesn't fall out the sides of the bag because it's wide open. So yeah, I mean, I just don't want anything small falling out of it. So I've had to use a bit of a catch-all to put some of my smaller things in there so I don't lose things. I love the fact that I have a croissant on the side of the bag. I am so pleased with it. Could be a waste of money, but at least, you know, I am making use of it. Yeah, and then so the bag just opens. I've got my strap in it, that's the base, and there's a slip pocket at the back. Useful bag, very nice, very good. And yeah, did I say this is my last purchase? It wasn't actually. It was my last sort of intended or planned purchase. When this bag first came out in May, I was looking and thinking about it for a really long time, and then it got really popular and it got sold out, and then it got restocked. And so, you know, sometime in November, I just asked my friend to help me look out for it. And if the prices were good, which they were, to just help me get it. So, love this bag, and it feels really nice and sturdy. I've used it a couple of times. No complaints so far. Water goes off it. As long as it's not saturated, you can just wipe it off, which I think is pretty decent. Now, last bag of the year, certainly not a planned purchase. It was again on my dream bag to buy if I really wanted it, sort of, or rather to buy if I ever saw it in, you know, the shops, because I never held out any hope that I would see this in store. So it is this wonderful thing, and if you've been watching the last few videos, you will know that I've been talking about this, so I won't say any more. But my dream bag is the Bolide 1923 in the size 30. I'm so glad I have one of this, and frankly, you know, I have a lot of work bags that are shoulder carry. You know, I've got shoulder carry bags and totes. I love this because it's like a shoulder, it's got the strap so I can wear it across the shoulder, but I can carry it by the handles as well. It feels so nice, and I can chuck everything I want in it. Of course, the more I put in, the heavier it gets, but you know, I've got the capacity and ability to bring more things, right? So I do love this bag. I have been using this on weekends when I go journaling. I have been bringing this to the office when I've had a few more things to bring. Fits water, fits a book, fits my journal, fits my sunglasses, fits everything, you know, a bag like this wouldn't fit. So this is good. You know, almost the equivalent of a small tote for me. So love this bag. I'm very, very grateful that I have it, and I'm hoping to keep using this and to keep enjoying this for the rest of the year. So yeah, that is it for the bags. I will take this time to sneak a few more things into this video just to show you what else I've been spending my money on. So another theme for 2025, silver tone buckle belts. So these are two reversible belts that I got, both in a 20mm size. I have loved them. This one's from Loewe. I think this is called the anagram buckle, pebble buckle. I can't remember. I don't think they have this anymore. Taupe and a sand color. Don't quote me on the color names. I do not know color names other than Hermes names generally. And then this one is Dior. I love this buckle, and this is in the noir and the latte color, and I've just loved using this, and it's been really great having these two things in my wardrobe. So whenever I wear silver tone jewelry, it's quite nice to actually have something that's slightly matching, and these go with a lot of different outfits that I have. So really loving this. Two other things that I have, I think these are all the SLGs I've bought in 2025. I can't remember. But this is a little luggage tag, or I use it, the card holder / luggage tag. So I put this on my carry-on cases. It's from Moina, and I love that it's got this script on the back. So really handy, slightly useless, but I do still use it when I travel. This one I love. I'm so happy. I just went into the shop and bought this on a whim for closing in my birthday, and yeah, it's been useful. I love the Triumph logo on the back, on the front. I love that it stores quite a few cards. It is bulkier than the conventional flat card holder or the conventional flat card holder slips, but at least it looks nice, it looks pretty, presentable, and can store cards. So that is my Celine Triumph card holder. Okay, so 2025, I just realized, was the year of the shoe, and I have no idea what got over me. I actually bought 8 pairs of shoes. 2 pairs were in the mid-range area. They were from a local brand. I don't think they were mid-range in comparison to the cost of some of my luxury shoes, but they weren't that expensive in the grand scheme of things. I'm not going to include them there, but yeah, anyway, let's see. I'll just whiz through them and just tell you what my thoughts are. Okay, first pair I bought, although this is the second pair of shoes that I got this in 2025 with this pair of Celine shoes. They are a classic case in point of things being on sale not necessarily being something you must buy. They cut into my heel, so I do not like them at all. I will wear them when I want my feet to feel pretty but in pain. Basically, if I'm not walking too much, which is hardly ever, I will wear these, but not comfortable. Sad to say, bit of a dud. The first pair of shoes I got was in Melbourne, and they were these pairs of shoes, Dior Ballet Flat Singbacks. So comfortable. I enjoy them a lot. I am not sure what's going on with this bit of the heel here, because you can see the sole coming away or lifting, but they are comfortable. They make my feet look pretty, and I can walk ages in them. So these definitely one of the best shoes I have bought in 2025, and I love using them. The next 4 came from or around my holiday period. So the first pair of shoes that I got is another pair of Dior shoes, the Dior heels in ocean blue leather. So I do not really like Dior heels. The technical fabric ones are comfortable-ish up to a certain point, and then suddenly they become really painful for me. I thought I'd try out the leather. For the first few times I've worn them, I did feel like they were breaking my feet in before I broke them in, but they have started loosening up a little bit. So hopefully, if I break them in enough, they will become good enough to wear, which is slowly starting to happen. I like these. probably would suggest buying these over the technical fabric ones if you see them in store. I don't know what the new Jonathan Anderson Jadior shoes look or feel like. I don't think the cut has changed, it's just how some of the elements have been amended. Now, pair number 2, and my first ever in-store purchase from Chanel for myself, the classic sling bags. I love these shoes. Again, similar with the Jadior leather heels, they have been somewhat breaking my feet in before I've been able to break them in, but they have gotten comfortable at a rate that's much faster than the Jadior ones. They do tend to wrinkle, and I've noticed this with all my friends' shoes as well. So that's the thing, if you don't like your leather sort of wrinkling with use, then Chanel shoes and probably not the ones that you might want to get. But the more I wear them, the more comfortable and easy they are. So I'm hoping that these are another pair of go-to run-around shoes. And really very happy that I've got a very classic Chanel pair. Pair number 3 was a pair that I was thinking of. I did want a pair of hermes style Oran shoes, but I did not actually want Orans. For some reason, they just don't feel put together or polished for me. This is rich coming from somebody with loads of H motif shoes. We'll get into my inconsistencies another time. But this is a somewhat padded Celine Triumph flat, and I like the fact that they've got studs and that the decal seems nicer and stiffer. It feels more put together and tougher than the Hermes Oran sandals, I guess. Could not find these in France, so I got them when I came back to Singapore, but I really like these shoes and I just love how they look. I do lump them together with my Paris purchases because, my France purchases, because I could not get them in France, but I was willing to get them if I had found them, but in the end I got them in Singapore, so they, in my mind, are part of my holiday haul. The other one that falls into the same category of not having been purchased in France but being part of my holiday haul, this pair of Hermes Lipari 70 centimeter sandals. So it's a wedge, but it's a block heel, looking like a wedge but not quite a wedge, and it's in a wonderful sort of beige color. I got this primarily because I wanted a pair of shoes to match my carry bag. Yes, very shallow, but at the same time, I love this color. And I've realized as well that it's a very comfortable shoe to walk in. So I can walk a lot in this pair of shoes. I forgot to talk about this. These, very nice, very comfortable, can walk for ages in them. In fact, when I was a bit more housebound and was going out very rarely, these were the shoes I would turn to because they would sort of pull my outfit together, but didn't take very long to slip on and slip off. So quite comfy. I won't say very, but they did the trick and nice enough to wear around. These, however, would recommend if anybody was thinking of them. I think, you will have to try them on in store as with any shoe, but for me, they don't cut my feet. They are comfortable, the suede is very nice and soft, and I can walk lots and lots in them. So very happy with this pair. And check this out. This is my Loewe belt on the stone side, and it's a near perfect match. So very, very happy that I've got these and I've got a matching set. So I now have a belt, pair of shoes to match my Kelly 28. Yes, on that very frivolous and shallow note, that's pretty much most of what I got in 2025. We will not think about the tableware or the silks that I have spent my money on. Sorry, don't judge me. This is coming from somebody who's had too many issues in 2025 and decided to resolve them through shopping. Anyway, hope you like this video. If you have any questions, let me know down below. If you like this video, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye!